Hi, I'm Lou. I love grilling and smoking, and today I'm going to review my newest toy, the Spyder 22, which is a pellet smoker that hooks right up to a Weber 22-inch grill. Okay, let's take everything out of the box. We have the smoker unit, the foot, 2 bolts, a heat deflector, a drip channel, a temperature probe, and a cover. To attach the foot, simply flip the unit over like this, and then bring the foot into position, spread it out a little bit, and drop these studs right into these slots, and then screw the bolts in on both sides. Alright, now let's connect the Spyder to the Weber. First of all, you have to remove anything underneath here. So in my case, it's this pan. Take off your lid. Remove your cooking grate and your charcoal grate. Next, we need to bring these two together such that this smoke vent goes through this hole right here. The manual says to start with this at 1 inch below this lip, but I found an easier way, and that's to loosen these, pull this to the highest setting, and lock it back in place. Now just think of this as sort of a hook, and you want to bring your whole grill over and catch it on the hook. Now make sure this lip is under these locks, push them down, and tighten them. At this point your Weber will be hovering over the ground, so just loosen these again, let it down slowly, and tighten them back up. Now find this small hole in the lip of the heat deflector and take the long tongue of the drip channel and stick it through, and tilt it up and hold it there with your thumb, and it should look like this underneath. Now we take the drip channel and drop it through this hole right there. You'll know you've done it properly if you see this hook hanging through here, and you're supposed to hang a pop can on it like this to catch grease. At first I thought it was strange that they didn't provide a drip can, but it's nice that they're disposable and easy to get. Now your grill grate can go back in. The temperature probe clips into the grate like this, and is supposed to be about 2 inches away from your food. The other end plugs in here where it says probe. And put the lid back on. They also give you this nice cover, so it looks like this when we're done. It's a cold January morning, as evidenced by the frost on my other smokers, so that'll be a good test to see if the Spyder can keep up the heat. I'm going to be using Pit Boss hickory pellets. Spyder says for safety you should operate with this lid snapped shut. And we'll simply turn this from off to 225 degrees. We're going to try a 7-pound pork shoulder butt. On goes the rub. It's 30 degrees outside, and this got up to temperature in about 25 minutes. On goes the meat. Okay, we've been cooking for 3 hours so far. The temperature's been holding a steady 225 degrees. Let's have a look at the meat. Looking pretty good. This thing has a reasonably accurate thermometer. It says it's 220 degrees in there, and my digital thermometer says 230, but that fluctuates quite a bit. Reading 225 inside. While we wait for the cook, let's take a look at how pellet smokers work. Pellet smokers run on these pellets, which are essentially compressed sawdust. The auger sits at the bottom of the trough, and the wood pellets set on top of that. If we look down in the very bottom of the Spyder hopper, you can see the auger. The auger spins slowly and feeds pellets into the firebox. The pellet smoker also has a fan that blows air into the combustion chamber to keep the heat and smoke coming. As you can see, it produces a good amount of smoke. Just look at that beautiful smoke. Here we are at 8 hours in, and the internal temperature of the meat is 160 degrees, so I'm going to wrap it. So I brought it inside to wrap it. I tried to pick it up with a fork, but it was just falling apart too much, so I had to use a spatula. Now I know everyone has their own secret recipe for wrapping. I'm just going to put butter on top. Add a little of my favorite strawberry pop. We'll send this back out to a temperature of around 190. Just checking the pellet hopper, and there's still quite a bit in there. As with any good smoke, it's dark outside, but I have a really bright light out here to finish the video. Temperature is at 191 degrees, and it has been there for a while, and I've also been probing it. It seems like it's soft enough to take off, and coincidentally, we are actually out of pellets. So let's get this thing off the smoker. Okay, let's see how we did. First of all, let's get that bone out of there. Now let's break this thing open. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that amazing smoke ring. And just look at how tender this stuff is, just all falling apart. There's our final product, all pulled out, and it tastes delicious. Okay, I found one issue for those of you in cold climates. The pellet hopper has a felt seal that takes on moisture during the cook. It's actually frozen shut. I just cannot open this thing. Okay, I got it. You can see that moisture in there. To get around this problem, I would suggest leaving this unlatched when you're not smoking. Okay, today I'm cranking it up to 400 degrees to do burgers. On go the burgers. Time to flip them. You can really see this spider cranking out the flames down there to produce the heat to cook these burgers, and it seems to be doing a really good job. They are ready to come off. Time for a taste test. This thing makes really good burgers. Because it's so dang windy outside, I'm actually going to finish the review inside my old smokehouse. I have the Spider here next to the Traeger pellet smoker to make a few comparisons. These two are essentially the same thing, a pellet machine attached to a cooking chamber. This one is permanently attached. This one adds on to an existing Weber grill you may already have. Typically the pellet machine never gets hot, so it stays pretty nice. After many years, however, the cooking chamber will show its age. You can acid wash and repaint these, but eventually they rust out. With the Spider you have the option of totally replacing the Weber cooking chamber for about $100, and you essentially have a new smoker. The Spider-Weber combination has about 20% less cooking area. But since you're not using your charcoal grate, you can just put in bricks and put it here for more space. You can also buy elevated racks for about $30. The flavor, flexibility, and capabilities of these two units are exactly the same as far as I can tell. Overall, I'm very pleased with the Spider. It smokes and grills like a champ and is super easy to use. The frozen pellet lid was annoying, but it's easy to avoid. Hats off to Spider Grills for this great new product. Thanks for watching.